Oh, man. All right, welcome back to No One Listens to Pat Meredith. I am Owen.
I am Matt, and today...
This is Against My Will.
This is a show I've been waiting for. We are talking about conspiracy theories. I love conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I don't know any
conspiracy
of them.
theories. You probably know some, but you don't.
I mean, obviously,
know them.
there's a big one.
Yeah. Oh,
I have a conspiracy theory.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean to do that, but you'll get that later. That's a what do you call it? Foreshadowing.
Ooh.
I have a conspiracy theory that Hector actually controls us.
Hector, how dare you?
I think he's in our minds, but not today because we got these on. What is this, by the way?
Tinfoil hat. So for mind reading, they can't get into our minds. Protects us.
Yeah.
From evil death rays.
Amen.
Yeah, gamma radiation from the lizard people reptilian society that lives within the caves in the hollow earth.
Yeah.
So...
Is that one of the conspiracies?
There's a lot. I just named like 6 right there. So,
okay, well.
Yeah, but we're going to start. I love conspiracy theories. They're fun. My wife thinks I'm crazy. I don't think I'm crazy. Do you think I'm crazy? Conspiracy theories go back. I mean, they go back for a long time. Yeah. Right? It's... I have a list here I brought up from my resource from ChatGPT, which is my resource for a lot of things, right? There's let me just say these, like JFK assassination, great conspiracy theories in there. Moon landing hoax, great conspiracy theory. The Illuminati.
Yeah, that one's I do know stuff about that. That's crazy.
Flat Earth theory, that's stupid. Like 5G and mind control. You ever heard of that? Mm-mm. Like 5G towers, they were installed.
Oh, yeah.
You notice that cell phones didn't get better when 5G came along?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
Just saying. The Denver airport, great one. That it's built upon an alien base.
That's crazy.
I know. Hollow Earth theory, the deep state chemtrails. You know what chemtrails are? Like when planes fly. Mm-hmm. Like the lines that are behind them are actually chemicals that the government puts in the air. Dude, it's all over.
Wow.
I know. Yeah, Shakespeare wasn't real. Celebrities who fake their death. Australia doesn't exist. I know it exists because we ate Vegemite. That stuff's gross.
Yeah. We need to learn first.
But just so many things. Like Nikola Tesla, go study that guy. You know who Nikola Tesla is? The Tesla coil? Mm. Yeah, he invented he founded electricity, how to use it and harness it. Mm. No, government stole it. Yeah. So, Nikola Tesla, fantastic guy. Of course, the Ark of the Covenant is in Ethiopia. The Vatican has so many hidden documents and so many. The Dead Sea Scrolls contains suppressed knowledge. There's portals everywhere. Time travel. Simulation theory. Mm-hmm. You ever heard of simulation theory?
How'd they find that out?
Are we living in a simulation? It's kind of the movie The Matrix.
Yeah.
Right? That, are either we're being harvested or energy used. But, like, the idea is, like, when you leave a room, how do you know that everyone in that room isn't just stopping and powering down until you walk back in?
Oh, my. Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
You know? There's just a lot going on here. But I'm going to do kind of 5 that I think are just fun.
Okay.
All right? I'm not saying I believe them. I'm not saying I don't believe them. I'm just saying they're fun, and I think
it is fun.
It is fun.
And it's weird because there are so many lies that could just be told that could cover up certain things. Like, you just never know sometimes.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the 5, and at the end of each one, I'm going to say real, not real, or plausible. And I want to hear your opinion on it, and then I'll give you my opinion. Okay. So this is satirical. We're not experts.
No.
We're barely armchair experts. I'm a ChatGPT expert, but I watch a lot of documentaries and read a lot of books. So therefore, I'm the expert.
I'm just here with aluminum hats. So.
All right. First one, Bigfoot.
Okay.
Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Okay. Initial thoughts. What do you think?
I just don't think so. I feel like the fact that the only
you can't say you're not real yet. We're not real, not real. I just want to know, what are your thoughts of Sasquatch? Like, think it's crazy?
If it's true, first of all, crazy at hide and seek,
dude.
You should
greatest
won that shit.
I should have.
If Bigfoot is real, how have we managed to make it this far without like good, crisp quality I don't know. It's just let's just go into it.
Okay, so
Could be, could not be.
brief synopsis here. Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is believed to be a large ape-like creature that roams forest in North America, particularly in the Pacific Northwest. This is big in Oregon and Washington, Idaho, that area there. Sightings date back centuries. Literally, there's cave paintings of Bigfoot, right? Indigenous legends describing similar creatures. So hundreds of years ago, right, before modern science, before the technology, before video cameras, before all this stuff, there are cave pictures of Bigfoot. All right? So 5 pieces of evidence. You're going to put up a link to the Patterson-Gimlin film. It was shot back in 1967. So no HD, no nothing. 2 cowboys out on a 10-day horseback riding trip in Oregon or Northern California. And this is the most famous footage of Bigfoot, right? This is actually the number 2 most analyzed film of all time, behind the Zapruder film, which is the JFK assassination. This Bigfoot film, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's never been definitively debunked. Right? What people know is the film has not been spliced, cut, added to, or taken away from. It is genuine film of whatever it is. Now, they're not saying that the film is real, but we're saying the filming of it, there's nothing that's been altered from the film. Pretty incredible. Footprints, all right? There's been large humanoid footprints all over, and they've been found in remote areas that don't fit any animal in that area or any animal anywhere.
Yeah.
All right? Eyewitness accounts. Literally thousands of people have reported sightings, including trained hunters, law enforcement, and park rangers. So we're not talking just these folks.
Yeah.
Right? We're talking real deal people. The audio recordings. You need to put up a link to the Sierra sounds.
Okay.
And it's incredible. Unidentified howls, screams, wood knocking in the forest have been recorded. The Sierra sounds. It's too deep and too high to fit within a human voice or any animal that lives in that area or any animal anywhere to have that range.
Yeah.
Right? And then also DNA and hair samples from different sites all around. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I also know last year, right, we're like, oh man, how's this thing never been found? Last year, scientists, marine biologists just found a brand new species of killer whale.
Really?
So brand new animals are being found all the time.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't until 2004 that they found a giant squid to actually be alive. But there's been this mythical creature that they've known about for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. But they actually found one in 2004. So Bigfoot, so much fun. I love Bigfoot lore. So much good stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, are we going to talk about
All right. So, real, fake, plausible.
I'm going to say plausible. I don't know. I could easily be convinced either way, to be honest, with this one. It's just like, it's possible.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, there's a Yeti. Is the Abominable Snowman? That's fake.
That's
right?
That's one of those. That's
I don't know. I feel like it could be possible.
Why not?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't see why not.
There's another great. I mean, we'll put a couple.
But I also think that some, like, I'm not saying this footage is, but I am saying that some people could easily make something up to say that it is.
There is great footage that just came out of Utah. A Utah winter. I don't know how many recent winters ago, but it was guys who were shooting film, and it was 3 miles away, and they were shooting. They were at like 4,500 foot elevation, and they were shooting 9,500 feet elevation. But there was a creature that was walking, and the snow depth on that top of the mountain was 91 inches.
Oh my gosh.
And this creature, bipedal, so walking on 2 legs, was like running across the top of the snow uphill.
It freaked me out.
Right? You can't do that. I've walked in 12 inches of snow and I'm slow. Right? So.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Fun stuff.
Wait, but do you think it's just one Bigfoot, or do you think there's multiple Sasquatches?
I'm going to go with plausible to real. I'm more on the, yeah, sure.
Okay.
And I think there's multiple. Why not? You got to have multiple to get multiples.
Fair enough.
Right?
Yeah.
Can't have an everlasting Bigfoot.
True. That's true.
The Willy Wonka of the park rangers.
Yeah.
Next, aliens. Area 51 and Bob Lazar. This is where Bob Lazar is this crazy scientist.
Okay.
All right, so Area 51. Initial reactions when I say Area 51.
Sketchy.
Sketchy?
Yeah.
All right, so Area 51 is a kind of a black site of the United States Air Force, highly guarded in southern Nevada. You can't even get close. Like, if you drive close to this, there's so many different security measures, and people come out and guards, and they tell you to get away. Like, they don't want anything near Area 51.
Yeah.
Right? Supposedly, it's for aeronautical testing. Just saying. All right, so Area 51 is a highly classified U.S. Air Force base in Nevada, rumored to house extraterrestrial technology. UFOs.
Yeah.
So, Bob Lazar, interesting character, a self-proclaimed whistleblower, claims he worked at a secret facility near Area 51 called S4, right? Where he reverse engineered alien spacecraft. So you can actually watch his, he has a 3-hour interview on Joe Rogan where he talks about his job was to reverse engineer part of an alien spacecraft. And he said, I think there was like 8 or 9 complete alien spacecrafts, and they were trying to rebuild it. And that was his job, to work on one element of that. So, but here's this. Bob Lazar, all right, the first evidence in 1989, Lazar described advanced propulsion system using element 115. Element 115 didn't exist at the time, right? The element later synthesized in labs, all right, moscovium. He also described the location of hangars before they were officially acknowledged. So S4 is built into the side of a mountain. You have to enter through a mountain.
Okay.
And he came and blew the whistle in the late 80s about this. And what happened was the school that he went to, the places he worked, said that he never worked there, never went to school there, and totally erased all of his stuff.
Wow.
But he still had identification cards from those places proving that he actually worked there.
That's crazy.
All right. So, number 2, government secrecy around Area 51. The U.S. government denied Area 51's existence until 2013.
Lord, my
Yeah.
goodness.
Right? 2013, everyone knew it was around, but they didn't even say it. So, the Roswell incident in 1947, Roswell, New Mexico. I really want to go there. It's bucket list of mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
For video.
UFO allegedly crashed in Roswell, New Mexico. There's debris was taken. Right? You can talk. There are numerous eyewitness accounts of what they found.
Whoa.
And all of that stuff has now been explained away by it was a weather balloon. But there's like hardcore evidence that was removed. All right. Declassified UFO footage. There is some crazy UFO footage. And fighter pilots, generals, admirals, all the people in the higher up of the military say, we have things in the sky we cannot understand or know what they come from and how they work.
Yeah.
All right. And then finally, eyewitness accounts. This includes guys like Bob Lazar and numerous military people who have come out and said, no, there's things happening that are beyond what we're being told.
That's crazy.
So, real, fake, plausible. What do you think about aliens in the sky?
So here's my thought on aliens, because I feel like a lot of times we have kind of movie thoughts of aliens, of like,
Yeah.
they're going to fly in and take over, yada, yada, yada. But if you think about it, like, we could be aliens to other people, you know?
Yeah.
And you don't see us going there.
Yeah.
We've only made it to the moon,
Yeah.
allegedly, also.
One time.
Once.
One time.
You know, so, like, I don't think, if there are aliens, I don't think they're as advanced as movies say they are. It could be they're testing out craft and we just so happen to get it. I feel like I have seen some pretty good footage. Again, it could be altered. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's plausible, but it kind of freaks me out.
I'm going to go plausible because why not? Like, it doesn't change anything if it's real or not real. But why not?
Yeah, I don't know.
I just think there's a lot of people who are a lot smarter than me who go, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next, the Titanic.
Yeah, I know nothing about
Okay,
the Titanic.
I learned this one from a previous guest of ours, Jenna.
I love Titanic.
You know what we saw
The
today?
movie, the event.
You want to see?
You love the event? I feel like...
It's all an insurance scam. It was all an insurance scam.
I buy into the conspiracy theory.
Some theorists believe that the Titanic disaster in 1912 was not an accident, but a deliberate event, possibly linked to insurance fraud, the Federal Reserve, or a switch with its sister ship, the RMS Olympic.
So what does it mean by insurance fraud?
So they wanted to get the money. They had a bad boat, and they wanted to get rid of it. And they claimed an iceberg to get the money.
So are you saying that the iceberg didn't happen, or that they purposefully ran into the iceberg?
What iceberg?
The one that took it down.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, let's just go through these. The Olympic switch theory. This is the sister ship. Some claim the Titanic was switched when its damaged sister ship, the Olympic, as a part of an insurance scam by the White Star Line. So, the Olympic switch is the Titanic was switched. The Olympic was a piece of garbage ship. So they put it out there. I think this is how the theory goes. And told people it was the Titanic, but it was a piece of junk. And they put it out there knowing it was a piece of junk so they could collect the insurance money when they knew it was going to fall apart.
Oh, wow.
J.P. Morgan, right? J.P. Morgan Insurance and all that kind of stuff. Banker J.P. Morgan, who funded the Titanic, canceled his trip at the last minute, leading to speculation that he knew the ship was doomed. Opposition to the Federal Reserve. Several wealthy opponents of the Federal Reserve, Benjamin Guggenheim, Isidor Straus, and John Jacob Astor, died on the Titanic, leading some to believe it was an orchestrated event.
Wow. That's crazy.
Missing identification number. Some theorists claim parts of the wrecked ship have markings consistent with the Olympic rather than the Titanic. And then finally, conflicting testimonies. Survivors described explosions and unusual sinking behaviors that don't align with the official iceberg collision explanation. Why would there be explosions on a coal ship?
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I don't.
Man, I don't know. My mind is warped.
I feel like Jenna needs to be here.
Yeah,
But this is one
We
of
can call
those
her.
that's really interesting because if any of these are true, like this is horrible because like 1,200 people died.
Yeah. I'm gonna hope that it's not true.
You're gonna hope that it's just an iceberg.
Could be possible.
Never know. All right, so
I'm gonna say in my heart of hearts, I don't think that's true.
I'm with you. I think the Titanic was just a tragic accident. So, but it's a fun conspiracy theory. Next, this is a great one. I learned this by watching a Netflix documentary.
Okay.
Yeah. The CIA introduced crack cocaine into Los Angeles and sold it to fund the Contra Wars of Nicaragua of the 80s. All right. So, during the 1980s, the CIA was accused of enabling the crack cocaine epidemic in the inner cities, particularly Los Angeles, by allowing drug traffickers to fund Nicaraguan Contra rebels. Drug kingpin Freeway Rick Ross, still alive.
Is he really?
Yeah. Yeah. Great interview on Joe Rogan.
He raps good.
Right. Different. No. Right. Was allegedly a key player in the pipeline. And you can go and you can watch his testimony. You can actually read his book. And he has the whole documentary about it. Where he met up, was confronted by two CIA officers who brought him this that says President Ronald Reagan wants to fund the Contra Wars to help Nicaragua overthrow the Sandinistas. Because the Sandinista government just overtook Nicaragua at the time in 1979. Didn't want to use the American taxpayer dollars to do it, but didn't want communism and socialism to take over. So, the CIA, via the Medellin cartel in Colombia, bought drugs, brought it to America, gave it to Freeway Rick Ross, who sold it and kept some money and gave some money to the CIA to fund the the war against the Sandinistas of Nicaragua.
Crack cocaine did exist before this, yeah? Like there, or no?
Cocaine did. Crack cocaine did not.
Oh, okay.
It's the cheaper, more destructive version of cocaine. All right? So, evidence is here. Gary Webb, right? He's a journalist, published a series of articles alleging the CIA was complicit in the crack cocaine trade. He later died under suspicious circumstances, officially ruled a self-offing. CIA's connection to Nicaraguan Contras, declassified documents confirmed that the CIA was aware of and tolerated drug trafficking by the Contras, whom they supported against the Sandinista government. This is actually Stephen Kinzer, who wrote a book called Blood of Brothers about the Nicaraguan conflict, talks about this. The CIA knew and was funding Contra bases on the border of Nicaragua and Honduras and surrounding countries. Stephen Kinzer is one of my favorite writers. Freeway Rick Ross testimony. Rick Ross was one of the biggest drug dealers of the 80s, claimed he was unknowingly working with the CIA, with CIA-linked operatives to distribute cocaine in Los Angeles. And then congressional investigations in the 1990s, the U.S. government admitted the CIA had turned a blind eye to drug trafficking, but denied direct involvement. And then historical evidence shows that the CIA has been involved in drug trade operations before, including in Southeast Asia during the Vietnam War, Operation Air America. So this is nothing new.
Yeah, I could 100% see this being true.
Which is, so all of this conspiracy theory is really interesting because if this is true, President Reagan is funding a war illegally in Central America and also having a war on drugs against the drug he was introducing in communities.
Yeah, interesting for sure.
All right.
Wow. I don't know, man.
Real, fake, plausible. I'll say it. Plausible. I'm going plausible.
See, I was thinking this could be real.
I'm going plausible to real.
Yeah.
There's too many players that have said, even CIA operatives who are like, yeah.
The government can hide what, like,
Yeah.
clearly. I mean, if it can hide Area 51 until 2013, it can hide a lot of things.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that we don't know.
Yeah.
I could see that being true.
I just want to everyone remember this. Like, this is satire. This is fun. And if we're not here in 3 weeks, we plan on being here. So,
Yeah. These weren't my ideas. This was his idea, government. I'm just here. I don't think it's true.
See, I was thinking this could be real.
So, and then last, probably my favorite, I read a lot on this. There's a great book called Poisoner in Chief. Poisoner in Chief is written by my favorite kind of historical writer, Stephen Kinzer. Wrote for the Boston Globe, wrote for New York Times, and different things. And he wrote this book, Poisoner in Chief, about a guy named Sidney Gottlieb. Sidney Gottlieb was the director of the MKUltra Trials of the CIA.
Which I don't know what that is.
So the MKUltra was a covert CIA program in the 1950s through the 1970s that conducted mind control experiments on unwitting subjects using drugs like LSD, hypnosis, and psychological torture. Though declassified in the 1970s, some believe the program never truly ended.
Oh, gosh.
Right? Sidney Gottlieb destroyed all of the records of everything he was doing. Right? Never stood trial for it. But was just a monster guy. The book is fascinating of the things that were allowed to go on. All right, so I'll just give you a few here. Declassified documents, government record confirmed that MKUltra conducted illegal experiments on civilians, including drugging people without their consent.
The CIA was
The
doing
CIA.
this?
All right, set up houses. Allegedly. All right. Went to different cities all over America, all over the world. Set up, what's the word I'm looking for? Dens of pleasure.
Okay.
Would bring men in and inject them with LSD to see the effects of it. And then kind of just put them back in the city. And it was happening
gosh.
over and over and over again, right? Operation Midnight Climax. The CIA secretly ran brothels. This is what I was talking about. Customers were given LSD and observed for mind control research. Frank Olson, there's a great documentary on Netflix called Wormwood. Frank Olson was a CIA agent, a scientist who was involved in MKUltra, jumped out of a window in New York in 1953, but evidence later suggested that he didn't jump himself. Really interesting document. He was given LSD for months and never knew and thought he was going insane.
Well, yeah, I can imagine.
It's crazy, right? CIA history of covert experiments, other secret programs like Operation Mockingbird, which is media manipulation, Project Artichoke, interrogation techniques, is in the same book, suggests the CIA engaged in unethical research beyond what was supposed to administer. Really interesting. And then finally, right, this is just one of many pretty famous people. Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, right? Do you know who the Unabomber is?
Vaguely.
Yeah, Unabomber was a serial killer, Ted Kaczynski, who sent letter bombs in kind of...
Yeah.
You can go back and watch some pretty interesting stuff. But he was a participant. He went to Harvard when I think he was 16 years old and participated without knowing it was the CIA in psychological experiments, part of the MKUltra, to see how far you could push someone emotionally and psychologically until they broke.
Wow.
Yeah. But not just him. Boston crime boss, Whitey Bulger, was involved in it. You can go read some crazy cases of this being done to prisoners in Kentucky back in the 50s and the 60s. Man, just people just being given drugs at crazy amounts just to see if it would control their mind.
Wow.
And, like a truth serum.
So is the conspiracy that it happened, or is the conspiracy that it's still going?
Yes. The conspiracy is, yes, people know it happened, but to what extent?
Oh, okay.
Did they really use civilians? Did they really use
This serial killer, or is that true?
Well, he was 16 years old, so he wasn't a serial killer yet.
Right.
Did they create Ted Kaczynski?
Oh, gosh.
Did they create Whitey Bulger, who was known for like hot-tempered, fly-off-the-handle, crazy, psychotic behavior?
Goodness.
Right? So there's just all this stuff. There's so many, just layers and layers and layers and layers, and I just think it's so interesting to dive into all of this and really see what's going on.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So MKUltra, 100% happened.
Plausible.
Oh my gosh. No, I'm going 100% happened.
I'm gonna say plausible just so.
Oh my goodness, quit being safe.
I have no clue. That's
But it's
crazy.
just
I don't
crazy.
want to be tested on.
It's crazy fun. It's just but looking into the stuff, you're like, okay, because this is tip of the iceberg stuff.
That happened.
I think it's fun to look into this stuff.
That's
right?
crazy, man.
Just stuff like
It's scary.
It's scary what can be done with nobody knowing. Right?
Yeah.
Let's just say only half of the stuff that I said was real. That's still an incredibly scary world. Right? I don't know. I think it's crazy interesting.
I know. I was just reading up on Charles Manson last night. Yeah. Because I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah. I've read a couple books about him.
And all of that with these hippie cults.
Yeah.
It's weird.
You want to know something?
What?
Part of the MKUltra Trials.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, man. I can't be asked. I don't know what's going on. It's scary. It's freaky.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So,
I think I would rather aliens be real than this. I don't know. Or would I? I don't know.
Well, thank you for indulging my weird hobbies.
Thank you for bringing these up.
Yeah.
I think they are interesting.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I'm just content with the less I know, the better.
Yeah. Ignorance is bliss.
Yes.
But I love looking into it. I love reading books. I'm a big reader of just things that don't make sense. And man, we could have done 1,000 more. I'm listening to stuff about Atlantis, which is crazy. Skinwalker Ranch in Utah, which is crazy.
Everything with the Illuminati and just celebrities
that are going on. Man, just things that happen in the ocean
No, I don't
Like
wanna
sounds that come from nowhere that are unexplained. Like just wild things. It's just fascinating. to
Yeah.
me. So, but anyways, what's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Mine or are you asking
I'm
them?
asking them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's y'all's favorite conspiracy?
Yeah, write it down, man. And
Yeah, let us know.
maybe we'll
And
have a talk.
expand on these if you think they're true or not true.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from you. So that'd be fun. We can have a whole talk about it.
All right. Well, government, we are not involved in any of these.
Yeah, this is a joke for educational purposes only. We don't mean
purposes.
anything. And
Hector is not controlling our mind.
so no, just fun stuff. So coming up, 1,000 subs by summer.
Yes.
Explain that. This is not a conspiracy.
No, this is not a conspiracy. This is what we want to happen. We have been working very hard for the past year. We would love to just get more subscribers.
Yeah.
So that we can keep doing fun, weird, stupid stuff like this. No, This is not stupid. This is just fun. This is the fun part of it. The stupid stuff is what's coming after this with Mousetrap Trivia. Spoilers. Please subscribe, share, spread the news. If every single one of you subscribe, we would have over 1,000. I mean, told somebody to subscribe. We would have.
And
over
they actually
1,000.
did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we'd have over 1,000. It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
We're working on it. We want to collaborate with Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like. Subscribe. Help us out in our dreams.
Spread the word. And maybe one day we'll see you at some kind of YouTube con.
Yeah, YouTube con.
Is it called YouTube
I
con?
don't know.
Convention?
We should probably know
We
that.
probably should. I feel like
I
one
think
of
it's
you-
YouTube
Who
con.
knows? So, but 1,000 subs by summer.
It's VidCon.
VidCon.
It's this thing.
It's I can't think. So,
Okay.
all right. So, but we love you. We're having a lot of fun. Hope you guys are having a lot of fun. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know your favorite conspiracy theory.
Yep.
That too. Let us know
Did
your.
an alien just take over?
I don't know
think
what
the
happened.
government's
Help
slowly
me.
getting you.
So, but until
Till
next time,
we love you and peace
peace
out.
out.